Good afternoon. I am the ghost of Ernest Rutherford. Don't worry, I'm not looking to haunt any of you. I was born on August 30th, 1871 in New Zealand to a poor farming family. I was the fourth of a dozen kids and the second son. My father, James Rutherford, migrated from Scotland to New Zealand where I was born. My mother was British and worked as a school teacher. I was a farmer boy and loved to roughhouse and play rugby as a child. Unfortunately, I died at age 66 on October 19, 1937 due to surgical complications. I've been haunting the doctor ever since then. Ironically, I started school rather late. I started at age 10. That's when I was handed my first science book and was instantly mesmerized by it. Also, my first ever experiment was with the cannon I made myself. It blew up. During my schooling at Cambridge, I got the highest honors in math and science. I worked closely with my teacher, Mr. J.J. Thompson. He wasn't very fond of me due to the fact that I was constantly proving him wrong. Although we did end up studying X-rays together. I actually have gone to 4 universities in my education and returned to one towards the end of my life. Also, during my teaching at McGill University, I fell in love with and married Mary Newton in the 1900s, having a beautiful baby girl named Elaine. I proved that atoms were not solid objects, but nearly 100% empty space, using my gold foil experiment, also known as the Rutherford experiment. Using this experiment, I also believed that electrons were circling the atom at nearly light speed, although this was proven wrong by Schrodinger's cloud idea. I received a Nobel Prize in chemistry, been knighted, and declared the president of both the Royal Society and British Association of Advanced Science. Pretty impressive. I did not stop there with my studies. I also discovered radio elements that greatly helped the advance of our knowledge of elements. I also discovered and named the proton, an important part of the atom. Proved the existence of the nucleus, another important aspect. And lastly, found out that atoms were nearly all empty space. So you could say that I created the blueprint of the atom. I also named alpha and beta radiation as well. That created the building blocks of radiation. I discovered the proton using my gold foil experiment. I knew that it was thick in the center of my atom model. I used alpha and beta particles to go through the gold foil and into my atom. It was captured by film, and I recorded how the waves were deflected. I had to prove J.J. Thompson's plum pudding model wrong after finding that atoms were almost all empty. And J.J. Thompson's model stated that they were thick as plum pudding. I also believed that the alpha particles would be deflected. That meant that there was a negatively and positively charged things inside. So a positively charged nucleus. My model of the atom is usually referred to as the solar system model. It's composed of orbits around the nucleus and the electrons circling the orbits. Thank you.